Hey Gemini, your January tarot reading is ready. I'm Eleanor. Welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. I have your main themes, your week-to-week forecast, career and finance, and then love. So this month, your main themes come in the form of a fairy blessing, and you have a blessing from the ever young, and then a synchronistic symbol, and you have the kiss. And if this looks familiar, you did have it a few months ago, so this is coming back around. Maybe a lover or a fun romantic time coming back around. But these two together as an overall theme, it's showing you kicking off the year with a burst of fresh energy and feeling rejuvenated, like a teenager or a kid again. So maybe some of you got a good break in between the holidays and rested up, but some of this rush of youthful energy could come because of that intoxicating feeling of falling in love or a relationship feeling renewed. Perhaps this youthful energy is increasing your desire to be intimate, or it could be making you feel more confident, which is very attractive and it looks good on you. Now as I look at the progression of your week to week, there's a sense of growing into being a keeper of this flame within you and learning to tend it and draw on it without letting it burn you up the way it might have when you were younger and less experienced or had less to work with. Now, week one, you have the 10 of Wands with the 5 of Cups. So it looks like at first, coming into the month, you might not have the emotional bandwidth to deal with everything being demanded of you or to fulfill all of your promises. It's like at some point you might have written a check that your ass can't cash, as they say when people overcommit. But with this youthful energy coming in for you, this speaks on how heavy it has become to carry the weight, the cumulative weight of loss as it piles up over years in a lifetime. And the older you are, the more of it there is that's like living in your body, weighing it down. And so when we clutch our back and our knees and we say, I'm old, some of that is physical, but some of it can be stored emotion as well. So the 5 of Cups, it has 3 spilled cups, but it calls for us to focus on the 2 remaining full ones, to nourish them with love and gratitude and to draw nourishment from them. And it brings a reminder that at no time has all been lost. Your future can always regrow, kind of like the sprouts you see growing from a tree trunk. And this is where you can refresh yourself and be invigorated. It's like you don't have to carry the empty ones anymore as you keep moving forward. Like there was a moment for me like 10 years ago when I was like, yep, I've done everything cool I'm ever gonna do. I've fallen in love for the last time. And now I just grow old in this past year. And in that 10 years since then, I have lived several more lives and I've started over multiple times. And it's easier if you let go of the things with each new start rather than letting them accumulate. Now, week 2, you have the Empress with the Ace of Swords. Awesome. So you're saying, I still got it, baby. This is realizing exactly who you are and waking up to your infinite nature, to quote I Heart Huckabees. It's kind of like realizing that every day is the youngest you will ever be again. And so enjoy that shit and protect it and nurture it and love on it. Also, with the Ace of Swords, your words matter, so no jokes about aging. The Ace of Swords says that there's not going to be anything ambiguous about this energy or how it plays out. You're going to have absolute sharp mental clarity. It's like in paintings, realism versus impressionism as to how like your insight into your true beauty, creativity, grace, and strength. And also potentially, if brain fog has been part of the heaviness or what you consider something as a sign of aging, like it's making you feel old because you can't think as clearly anymore, that might be clearing to a degree. So some of you might be like, hey, why not have a baby right now? Why not start writing a novel or start a business? Because it's like never too late for some of those things. It's like this aha moment of, no, I'm not ready to call it a day. I have so much more left in me to give. I have tons of life left to live, and I'm not leaving any of it on the table. Now, week 3, you have Strength with the Moon. So with this youthful energy could come some inner child or shadow stuff that's knocking on your door, trying to rear its head and be addressed. It's going to take discipline not to react and still to listen and be with it and not dismiss it. So it's a time to honor the place that these impulses come from and channel them through a safe and healthy outlet. It's like giving that roar a voice through dance or exercise or art. And you may or may not have to actually face a fear, but you will definitely have to acknowledge a fear. And I'm noticing like all these lips, and with kiss and your overall, this could have to do with romantic attachments, limerence, and early love history, like where your sense of self-worth formed and why you choose or gravitate towards the people that you do. And this could be a highly sexually charged time Or for others of you, there could be rage bubbling up or hot tempers. So if you can hold compassion for yourself and ask why as to the lingering of certain attachments, whether it's to people or other things, you can gain a lot of insight and begin to heal some of that old stuff and bring back that youthful part of yourself to give it new life without the heavy part. So now week 4, you have the 4 of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. This is where I got that impression of you being a keeper of sorts, a keeper of a flame, because it shows you really wanting to hang on to that feeling, all of that feisty energy. But at the same time, with so many truths being learned and uncovered over the course of this month, it's like realizing the solidity that you've gained over time and the value of it. That like, while you might not have as much chaotic life force, you have more stability. You've come out on top when all is said and done. So you might not feel like much of an adult, but you are one. At least you're supposed to be if you're watching this channel, okay? This is what being an adult feels like. It's like a kid in a more tired body. It is just an outward appearance. None of us feels like a grown-up. So there's a big secret. We don't realize this as kids. We feel like we're gonna feel different. We're gonna feel like a grown-up, and it's pretty much just physical. You have built a good life, and you're wanting to preserve that just as much as you want to preserve your youth. That's that 4 of Pentacles, that preservation of what you have. So there's a balance to be struck here. You have some cards here that indicate some difficult stuff to carry and process that could threaten stability if it's left unaddressed or unexpressed. But you also have cards indicating formidable energy that's serving you to protect your foundation and everything you've built on it. So this month feels as though it's been full of flights of fancy, playfulness, and some adolescent level impulsivity. But you've come out committed to your wholeness more than ever, to preserving your physical comfort, and also with it, the childlike wonder to still enjoy it without cynicism. So it's remembering all of the reasons you couldn't wait to grow up and living them, like eating cake whenever you wanted, or choosing your bedtime, or making out in cars, but still maintaining the responsibilities that actually support all of that and make all of that fun possible. There's a realization that you don't have to lose one in pursuit of the other. And I think at some point we've all done that. And it's coming around to a more positive outlook on your place in life. So for career and finance, you have the 5 of Pentacles reversed with the 9 of Cups reversed. So there's a sense of either recognition or achievement of a more comfortable or predictable meeting of ends, even though the means to that end are less than ideal. So it might not be through the realization of a dream, like the pursuit of, or even the trying to support yourself on that dream was leaving you financially unstable. So it's like, yes, I had to let go of perfect in the pursuit of survival. Now keep in mind, this is just the January reading. So whatever you pull back on right now, it doesn't have to be for life. It's just a monthly reading. Because I don't sense any real loss here. There's a feeling that something having not worked out is what actually worked out for you. You're actually on that path to more independence now in the long run. It's like, okay, like being a starving artist was great with the freedom and all, but I didn't enjoy the freedom because I was always worried about money, for example. Or like the reality of the dream of owning my own business, the reality was that I worked 27 and never got paid, 24/7 and never got paid. So something else is looking better to you right now. And a lesson like this really tracks with the rest of this energy. Now for love, you have the 2 of Wands with the Ace of Wands reversed. So now we get to where this youthful energy and that kiss energy have the potential to destabilize and cause trouble, or at least we fear that. Because there is a new path opening up, like I was saying earlier, sometimes you think your path is just going to keep on going on, like Sarah at the beginning of the labyrinth, and there's no turns or any openings, and new branches and ventures aren't going to come along to challenge you or to entice you, but they will. And here's one now in January. But that Ace of Wands reversed is asking you, are you sure? Or there's a hesitation. Now that's for some of you, but for others, I do see some boredom and a desire to fall in love again. It's like that craving for new relationship energy. But this is a reminder that that is temporary, and no matter how long you've wanted someone and you finally get them, after years, that new relationship energy will still wear off. So there's a need for adventure, one way or another, whatever your scenario is. A third thing I'm seeing is that upon being confronted with something you've wanted, you might feel a hesitation or fear of actually going for it in reality. Now remember, I only read for mirrored energy in my love readings. I'm thinking about actually changing up the format in the future, but for now that's how it is. So one of these will be true for you and the person on your mind. So it's like, okay, here's a weird metaphor, but if you've ever had a kid or a pet begging at the door to go out, right? So you open the door, you're like, okay, go, and they just stand there looking, not going through it. That's the energy of this combination. And that kind of follows kind of naturally after last month. We had the Eight of Cups with the Two of Swords, wanting to move on, but not doing it because you don't know where to. Like, I know I want out of the door, but I don't necessarily know what's out there and want to go towards it. It's like, I want adventure. I want never-ending new relationship energy. I want whatever is out there. And as soon as it's here, I still want what's out there. So there's a lot there to think about and unpack and balance out as you transition and merge your lesser and more mature sides of yourself and your philosophies on relationships. So you might have to explore ways, like we were talking about with that Four and that King of Pentacles. How do you find stability and excitement in a sustainable way? How do you have your cake and eat it too, because you're a grown-up and you can? So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Awesome way to start the year. Much love. Talk to you next time. Thank you.